Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Pavan, an Olympian and beach volleyball world champion and a longtime professional indoor player.
And I'm Adam, former indoor player and coach, current beach volleyball coach, and most importantly, Sarah's husband.
We are feeling festive today.
I like that. I wasn't expecting that.
We were so excited, and we are decked out in our Haikyu gear for a very special reason. Many special reasons, but the most special of all being that we met so many of you literally last night in Toronto.
I was shocked at how many people showed up. Well, and not only that, so we went out for dinner first. Snacks where people could come and just kind of hang out before the movie. And I made the reservations like there'll be like 4 people there.
We were driving to Toronto and Adam turns to me and he's like, so like how many people do you think are gonna come? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe 4 or something. Over 30, okay?
Well, it was wild. So like I think 14 people came to like have some snacks and like meet before the movie. And then they all went to the movie, and obviously I didn't go because I'm nowhere near ready to watch it.
He is not mentally ready.
And then I come up to the theater afterwards, and like 30 people come out. So I was shocked.
So was I.
And it was, sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say, it was so great to meet all of you and to talk with some of you and just kind of see the community face to face. It really meant a lot. It was a really special evening for us.
It's gonna keep me going for a while, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, you guys have no idea how much I needed that, so thank you. And obviously the movie was okay too, but
Can't talk about it.
We're not talking about it, okay? So back to business. We're starting the games, do or die time. We had Hinata having his little rundown with all of the aces and superstars from the other teams in front of the bathroom. Everybody was confused about what that little guy was doing there.
His most unlucky place.
Yeah, seriously, he does not have a good experience around the bathroom at tournaments. But Karasuno is going to take on Jozenji, the bad boys, who we found out that Adam is fine with. He kind of liked them, and I'm disturbed.
I like a little swagger.
So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it. We know Adam loves tournament time. We know he gets stressed out about single elim. So who knows what's going to happen over here, okay? So here we go. Season 2, episode 15 of Haikyu, A Place to Play, is coming right now.
Pressure time, baby.
Oh. Yeah, it could be the end for them.
ひなたここ最近毎日言ってるな。ひなた基準がかっこいいは不安になるからやめてほしい。なんだと？じゃーん、これやる。スポーツグラスだよ。見た目もかっこいいの探したんだからな。それかけてりゃ顔面ブロックだって怖くない。怖いから。牛若だろうが弁慶だろうが止めてこいよ。
I like how they've kind of come around together.
1年の方が頼もしい顔してるってどういうことだよ。
3年がビビってらんねえべ。
I saw he got a perm or something now.
No, he still got the ball at the back.
試合は超楽しい遊びだろ。
You love the mottos, and I love that you love the mottos.
I do love the mottos. It gives the team a little bit of identity, and I think that that's really cool.
Simplicity and fortitude. Doesn't really seem to fit Jozenji, but yeah.
I mean, they could be simple.
Simple-minded. I will just say, some people that I have played with sport glasses on, watch out.
Who comes to mind?
Feluca Akinradawo.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Notice the name she picked.
What?
You always pick the most complicated names to say.
Kabutsuji Muzan. An American medal. If you've watched international volleyball, you know who she is.
Oh, she's very good.
Okay, that's all.
Simple sure.
そして相手はインハイ予選ベスト4。相手にとって不足はね。一発目、思いっきり行けよ、東根。カラスノファイ。
Does Date Tech have a bye? Or are they just watching?
I don't know.
レシーブ一本しっかり。強烈。
Whoa.
Great.
チャンスボール。
Wow. That was like from the baseline.
エンドラインから強打かよ。しかも振り向きざまに。
I don't think I've ever seen that. They do not get very good touches on the ball.
Their fundamental skills are rough.
That's not what I was expecting. I mean, that's a fair question.
Well,
She's the manager.
Yeah, they're young. Hinata was nowhere to be found.
He was probably expecting them to kick it over or something. Ooh, nice.
Ooh, good pickup.
Ow. Okay. Jumping into the wall. Ooh!
That was pretty cool. Ooh, a little payback.
That's giving Kenma from season 1 the punch over that landed on the back line.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah. Of course it's those three.
でもカラスノのとんでも技はまだ出てねえじゃんな。いけ殺人サー
ブ。レシーブがどういう形だろうと上がりさえすればどうとでもできる。全員そう思っているし実際そうできる。
Ooh, that's a great set.
That was a good dig.
カラスノ防戦一方じゃん。
第3ナイスレシーブ。
Now they
We're
have.
back, baby.
That ball is so fast it had airstream coming off of it.
俺たちも負けてらんねえぞ。
今のが噂の速攻か。かっけー。向こうの動きは読みづらいけど、ボールが消えるわけじゃなし。落ち着いていくべ。
ウェイ。
さすが。
And that's the only thing you can do against a team like this.
10番10番。
いろいろ大雑把なんだよな。
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that it is so frustrating to play teams like that.
100%.
Like, that it's so unorthodox that you can't read what they're doing.
Well, and the decision making is just like nobody who's played the game for a long time is going to go, hey, I'm going to do essentially a jump serve from the baseline on a scramble ball and hit it over the net. I don't even know how realistic that is.
Well, actually, I think I said this on my first watch show. You know what that reminds me of? Jungle Ball.
Oh.
If you've been exposed to Jungle Ball, that does happen.
That's fair. That's fair.
Adam got thrown into some Jungle Ball once.
Didn't go well. Didn't go well.
It's basically no holds bar volleyball on the beach in Brazil. Like, literally no rules.
You can pretty much catch the ball, throw it, dig with one hand. Like, there's no lift or hold calls or anything, but they're serious about it.
So that is what this reminds me of.
Yeah, like hitting it into the net, guys kicking it out, getting a chance to swing.
Spin move, jumping from the baseline, like...
Yeah. Well, and the thing is like, most of the time that's not sustainable. Like,
no.
So all you can do is go, okay, they're going to score those points. We need to maybe be paying attention to a few things that we don't normally pay attention to, like balls coming over on the first pass, or, you know, thinking the play's going to be dead and they kind of hit anyway. So you have to be ready. But if you keep your fundamentals in place, they should be able to win this match. They're clearly more skilled.
Focus and fundamentals. The 2 Fs.
Yes.
なあ常禅寺ってブロックとかすぐポンポン飛んじゃってよく
Well, it doesn't look like they give up on anything. It's an interesting philosophy.
And then that happens when there's 6 people on the court.
Yeah. They're just all annoying. Nice dig.
今常禅寺の前の攻撃はセッターを除いて2枚あとはバックアタックかこいつセッターだろ誰がトス後衛のやつが上げるのか
And that's the hardest part about this, is knowing who your responsibility is and where you're supposed to go.
Well, when it's just a free-for-all, it's hard.
それはいろんな
でも自由奔放な攻撃ならうちのも負けてませんよ楽しく遊ぼうぜ全力で本気で遊ぶ勝負事で本当に楽しむためには強さがいる鵜飼元監督が昔よく言ってたんだって楽しむってどういうことかよく分かんなかったんだけど常禅寺を見てるとこういう感じかなって思うよ楽しむナイスレシーブ強さ
カラスノと影響し合ってかいつにも増して遊んでるな
ええやっぱり乗るといいバレーしますよね褒めるとすぐ
Take that back. Nice touch.
ほんとちっせえのによく飛ぶなそれに
You gotta get a 2-point lead here.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh.
頭硬そうな顔してるくせにほんとめちゃくちゃな攻撃してきやがるセッターだなおいナイスレシーブ
That's a big lead at this point.
誰が振ってくるツーアタックさせるか
No, he's setting it. Ooh. I thought he was gonna jump set. That's a nice read by him.
Just wait.
顔面だったぞ
Oh, yep.
Been there!
Oh, yeah. But at least it went in. The worst is when that happens and you don't get the block.
Oh my gosh. I I don't think I've ever had a concussion, but given how many times I've blocked the ball with my face or gotten hit in the face while I was blocking, I'm shocked.
Fair enough. I think the thing with the concussion is like it's straight on, so it's...
And I usually get it off the forehead.
Yeah.
Once there was a serious yard sale on the beach, and somebody actually got a photo right at that moment, and my glasses are like breaking off of my face. Seriously.
The worst part about that, though, is when your nose bleeds. Because it just gives so much satisfaction to the other team that your nose is bleeding. And I know for me, like, I get nosebleeds pretty easily. So, like, the only thing when you get hit in the face, for me at least, is like, please don't let my nose bleed. Please don't let my nose bleed. It's just so... That's, like, the worst, is to give somebody that satisfaction.
What are your thoughts on, in order to enjoy playing, you need to be, like, good? Like, you need to have a certain amount of skill to, like, actually enjoy it.
I think that's true. I think that's true for pretty much anything. Like, there's a sense of accomplishment for working at something and being good at it. It doesn't... And I think that's different than winning. But I think being competent at things brings a sense of satisfaction. For sure.
I think volleyball is unique in the sense that you can have fun playing it, even if you're maybe not skilled, if you're with people of a similar skill level to you.
Yes. Yes.
Like, there are some sports, like, for example, I don't know, what would be a tough sport? Like, badminton or something. Like, if you have never played with a racket and you cannot make contact with the ball, or the bird, that would be so frustrating. But like in volleyball, if you're playing with a group of people who are equally like around your skill level, it can still be fun, even if you might not be strong.
I think I think it's a relative term, right, to where you are and how much effort you've put in and who you're playing. But I think the sentiment in general I agree with. At least it's calm.
Time!
殺すなよ。おい、血止まるまで交代だ。話なんて出てません。出てるよ。なんで嘘つくの？
目は
大丈夫っす。相手のテンションにつられて前のめりになっちゃいましたかね。
ま、頭冷やすにはいい機会だろう。どうせ血止まるまで出られねえし、見てもらってこい。
念のためですよ。行くぞ、ほら。影山、留守は任せろ。そうそう、先輩に任せなさいってな。月島嵐さん
Forcing him on the court. Oh dear.
あれ、カラスのなんで10番下げるんだろう。調子悪くなさそうなのに。
この機会に他のことも試すんじゃないの？それに基礎プレーは他のやつの方がうまいっぽいし。
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
なんだよ、本当のことだろ。
青根はインターハイ予選の時にカラスノの10番と妙な友情ができてたからな。
They don't talk to each other, but they're friends.
I love that.
青根が
喋った。それはあの10番も分かってる。
平田、
Ooh, the coach talk.
ここ数ヶ月、成田は菅原セッターでのコンビを合わせてる時間が長い。ま、外から先輩たちのプレーを見てみろよ。
That's a good call, honestly.
Absolutely.
They've got a better connection right now.
ちょっとは落ち着きな。出たいのはわかるけど。試合も出たいし、練習もしたい。やることがいっぱいだ。
Nice. Nothing feels better coming off the bench and scoring the first point. That's huge.
はい。よろしくお願いします。
You know what I might have to employ right now?
The pickle things.
田中は人のこと言えないと思う。
なんだと？向こうのテンションに飲まれんなよ。1セット目、一気に取る。
どんまいどんまい。
Get ready.
影山くんは大丈夫でした。
おう、みたいだな。お疲れ。でもまだメンバーは変えずに行くっぽいな。
石野屋、おらい。ナイスレシーブ。ルースは任せろって言ってなかったか。うっせえな。近々そうできるようになる予定です。ナイスキー。ナイス。
Narita just coming in and scoring point after point.
Dumb.
Sugawara version! Oh baby. We never see Daichi attack.
No.
セットポイント。
あの一斉にみんな動き出すやつかっけえよな。なあ、あのさ、
まさかあの子たち。
They're just gonna do it out of.
How embarrassing! Oh my gosh. Honestly, I'm not mad about it.
No. I kind of have respect for them trying it though.
What?
劣勢のしかもセットポイントでですか。
まだ1セット目だからってのもあるだろうが、おっかねえ無鉄砲さだな。
And that's just it. It's like they trust in their ability so much that they're just gonna go out and do it, and it's like, this is how we play, and we're gonna live or die by the risks that we take. There's something about that you have to respect. No, I guess not.
I am so shocked that you were like, "Ah, I respect that."
It doesn't mean I agree with it. It doesn't mean that's
That
how
is just irresponsible.
You're down 24-21.
So hey, let's try something we've never ever done before that requires actually a ton of practice to develop that connection with everybody at once.
Yeah, but how many times do you think they practice like spiking from the baseline?
A lot. They play 2-on-2 all the time. That is part of what they do every day. They've never done that. That was ridiculous to me.
I don't know. I think no. You have to admit it's within their like
DNA.
identity to do something like that. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying it's effective. I'm just saying I can respect the fact that they're like, no, this is what we do. We like that. We're gonna try it. I can respect that.
I'm shocked. I can't believe it. If I was the coach of a team that out of nowhere just decided to go rogue and do that, I would be so mad.
But you heard the coaches talking. It's like they do this on a consistent basis.
Not that. They do jungle ball on a consistent basis. They kick the ball. They do one-handed stuff. They're undisciplined. Like, I think sometimes it's cool when people do a running jump float off of one foot. Would I try it in the middle of a game on set point? Never.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a recipe for success. I'm just saying...
Exactly.
I'm just saying I think that there's something respectable about sticking to who you are as a team. We'll see.
Moving on.
気になっていたんですが、上善寺高校の横断幕、なんというかチームの感じと合ってないですよね。
See, that's what...
どちらかというと自由奔放とかがしっくりきます。
いや、昔つうかごく最近までまさに質実剛健なチームだったはずだ、上善寺。
お前らほんとやるタイミング考えろよ。
いけると思ったんすけどね。
1セット取られたじゃねえか。お前らと同じで乗せると結構厄介なチームだぞ。
あの10番確かによく飛ぶよね。さすが飛べ。それに比べてうちの横断幕出せよ。早く新しいのにしようぜ。
かっこいいじゃないの。質実剛健だって。
それは好みの問題だけどチームには合ってないっすよ。 少なくとも俺らの代
Fair.
つうかこれからの代には会ってない。
だよな。
今年から監督を務める穴原だ。このチームを土台から作り変える。まずは2対2で試合を成立させろ。
あそこ2年が5人も入ってんだってよ。
マジか。それでベスト4とかすげえな。
照島、必ず楽しくない時間はやってくる。その時お前はどうする？
It's a fair question.
それでも楽しんでみせますよ。もっともっと遊ぶべ。
We're gonna fool around even more. Oh, I could not go to that school.
No, you
やっ
couldn't.
ぱ復活してくんのかよ、あの変なコンビ。日向影山、落ち着けよ。うるせえよ。戻ってきたな、ミニスパイダーマン。
They both
やっ
just
ぱお前の攻
scream.
撃がないと地味だからな。
地味？
オタクのキャプテンとかさ、うまくてもなんか地味。
はあ、よくわかんないっすけど。
とにかく次はうちが遊び勝つ。
俺は1対1ではまだ刈り上げさんに勝てないけど。
おい、変なあだ名つけんなよ。
このメンバーだったら負けないです。
頼む。東ナイスだ。西野、よっしゃい。言わんこっちゃない。
See? Call my boy boring?
大さんナイス尻拭い。
その言い方やめろっての。
はい。
また無茶な体勢から。
So you're gonna headbutt it.
Yeah. Call me boring. That's my boy.
すいません、ナイスカバー。
どんだけ落ち着けって言っても一発目はお前ら絶対やらかすと思ったんだよね。力みすぎて。
That's a captain.
プレーは無理だ。
Yeah.
土台なら作ってやれる。
Goosebumps.
That's who you need leading your team.
存分にやんなさいよ。
Not a boy.
I
Take some
love
notes.
that.
交差という点じゃ常禅寺はうちに勝るとも劣らねえ。だがうちはそれだけじゃねえぞ。
Do not underestimate Daichi, okay?
There's something to be said about
Are you
being.
crying?
No.
I thought you would because your guy is finally getting the recognition.
I mean,
he
I'm
deserves.
feeling it for sure. I'm super happy for him. I'm glad his team. I don't know if they necessarily stuck up for him, but there's something to be said for just knowing what's going to happen and being, like you said, that solid foundation. And the team can do what it does because of him.
No, he stuck up for himself.
Yeah.
Terushima said that thing about him, like, your captain's so boring, and then he was like, oh yeah, I may not be flashy, but I'm the foundation.
Well, do you know what's not boring?
Winning. Ugh, yes, Daichi doesn't need all that flash, all that glitz and glamour, but he knows his worth.
And he knows what his role is, and he does it incredibly well.
点差開いてきたな。気合い入れろ。
That's not the response.
Oh. Watch out. Something weird.
田中ナイス。
But they're not even there.
He's taking charge. He's leading the team.
あの10番手に負えねえっつうの。日向ナイスキー。
Looks like he's got a new admirer.
ドンマイドンマイ。一気に取るぜ。アウト。やー。大さんナイスだ。おれ。すまん。こうやろ。
Oh, the lack of discipline, like, really bothers me.
But this is what happens with teams in general who play like that, is like, they'll have a good set, and if the momentum keeps in their favor, they'll win, but once they lose that, it's not even close.
あの10番のそこをどうするどうするどうするどうしようあんま考え込むなってもっとこうガッと攻めねガッと
Yep.
Yes, girl.
Put your foot down. Zip it, bud.
まあ確かに今の状況は楽しくないっすね悔しいけどあいつらの方が自由に遊んでる
遊ぶにはまず遊び場が必要だって奥田家くんがよく言ってた楽しくない時間を我慢して最後までちゃんと遊んでみなさいよ
向こうの美女の口からケツと聞こえたような
どうしたの
清子さんよくわかんないけど俺らのことも叱ってもらえませんかできれば見下すように
しません
じゃあ
尻も叩きません
清子さんのお口から尻いただきました
At least their head's in the right place.
2セット目半ばにしてこっからが第2ラウンドって感じかな
17-11 it is?
Yeah. I don't think this game is going to end that quickly.
Good on the manager for, like, putting them in their place.
Absolutely.
Oh, you think you're just gonna keep... This isn't fun. Don't pretend that this is fun. It's time to get yourselves together here.
Well, yeah, and I think that, I mean, you see this all the time. You have fun, you play. They're clearly skilled enough to be in the tournament and do that. But no matter what, you don't win by always having fun. Like, when things get tough, what is your response? And they clearly haven't learned what a good response is yet.
No, that's part of what makes sports so amazing, is like overcoming difficult times, like fighting through the bad moments and the moments where you're doubting yourself and when things just don't feel right and finding a way anyways. There's so much satisfaction in that.
Yeah, and their approach of like, hey, we're just going to play harder and have fun and go all out, to me that's a cop-out. You're not going to give yourself a chance to win. You say, oh, we're just going to go and try crazy things, and then if you lose, you're like, wow, it was like we were doing things.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's fine for a high school team that's not serious, but if they want to actually do anything, that's not going to work.
Yeah. I love that Adam knew exactly where my mind was going when I was thinking about employing the pickle drinks. He didn't even hesitate.
No, of course not.
The good thing is I didn't have to use it because you know what? It should be used sparingly.
It's the only way it's effective.
Yes.
It's like a genie.
You don't want to use it too much. So I'm glad that I didn't have to use it. I could just hold on to it for later. Daichi, secret star in this episode.
Gotta love when you see him, like his experience as a third year and him like, because again, he's kind of in the background, nobody notices him, but they wouldn't be successful without him. And the same thing goes for Suga. And I love that they got to finish the set and they played well.
And Narita came in, scored some points. We haven't seen him like at all.
No, I didn't even know what his name was.
There you go. So let's see what Jozenji's response is. I feel like it might be too little too late. We're down 17-11, or they're down 17-11 in the second.
This would be a pretty big meltdown for
By
Karasuno. To, like, no matter how well they play, they only have to side out like 2-1 to still win.
Yeah. So let's see. Very interesting. Love meeting new teams. Love meeting new players. Love seeing the team's identities, even if I don't agree with them.
Well, but, so before we sign off, the other thing I thought was interesting is, and I've always kind of wondered about this, the schools have these banners that obviously stay with them. Mm-hmm. But what happens when, I mean, things change, people come in, like what if the mottos don't fit? And I thought that that was a really interesting kind of conversation of like that our banner doesn't fit our team. And I was curious about how often they change. Like Karasuno's has obviously been fly for a long time. I thought that that was a really interesting and something that I had thought about before.
Well, it seems like it changed when that new head coach got brought in.
Yeah.
So you've seen, like, a lot of the coaches we've seen have been, like, older. Mm-hmm. So it's probably, like, they have their style and they stick with it. But it seems like this new coach came in recently, so maybe that's what. And will they change the banner, or is tradition and we do not break it?
I think that they're going to be much better next year when those guys are all third year, and I think they get a new banner.
Adam loves a prediction, but we would like to hear what you think. Adam and I had a bit of a disagreement this episode, and I mean, I know what side you guys are going to take, but I said what I said.
I don't know if it was necessarily a disagreement. I think we both think that the style that they play won't let them be successful, but I can just respect that they stay within their identity.
Regardless, let us know your thoughts. And as always, I would be so excited if you'd like this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned because we need to see who comes out on top of Karasuno versus Jozenji next week. Thanks, guys.